Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass. And the Chiefs have selected wide receiver from Texas, Xavier Worthy, in the first round. Steve, let's talk about it.
Before we get the show started, thanks for watching All Chiefed Up. Let's get horned up about Xavier Worthy, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hang out with us more often. Mike, the Chiefs traded up in the first round, and lo and behold, they were going after their guy, the fastest guy ever in the NFL Draft Combine, Xavier Worthy, with his 4.2 140 speed. What about it, baby?
Right. Mr. 4.2 140 right here, guys. He's 5'11", 165, and that is going to be the main reason a lot of people are down on Xavier Worthy here, Steve. Here's his breakdown. His production score was 5th at the wide receiver at the combine at wide receiver rankings. His athleticism score was number 1 with a 98. Yep. And of course, his total score was 3rd overall at an 88, Steve. And like you mentioned, 4.2 140, a 1.49 10-yard split, a 41-inch vert, and a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump, Steve. This guy scores elite in every metric across the board.
Absolutely, man. Just a freak athlete. The kid seems pretty humble. He seems like a cool kid. I saw a lot of interviews with him. He actually called his 4.2 140 in the combine.
Yeah.
They asked him, can you run a 4.22? And he said, yeah, I can. And then he did it. You have to like what the kid offers, man. He brings explosion back to the Chiefs offense. We've gone a couple years now, ever since Tyreek Hill left, with an offense that just seemed stagnant at times and didn't have that explosive nature to where we could score in the blink of an eye.
Right.
All of a sudden, it's back with Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy both on the team. That opens that door right back up, and the Chiefs could definitely be a more explosive offense this coming year.
Look, Hollywood Brown in the offseason, that was somebody we said we had to get. Xavier Worthy kind of mimics him. And a lot of people said, look, you drafted him. There's no way they're going to take Worthy. Lo and behold, here we go. Guys, Andy Reid, Brett Veach have a type, okay? You might like blondes.
So predictable. Predictable.
Right. You might like blondes. You might like brunettes. They like guys that run 4.21s. Let me tell you something. Yeah. He had a 72 PFF receiving grade, Steve, 66% versus man. He had 13 missed tackles forced. He averages 7.6 yards after the catch per reception. So he can make people miss after the catch. In 2023, he had 75 catches for 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. In 2021, as a freshman, they got him the rock, baby. 103 targets, 62 catches, 981 yards, 12 touchdowns as a freshman at Texas. Okay, look, so he's got a lot of drops. A lot of people said that, 15 over the last 3 seasons, and Chiefs fans don't like hearing that. But again, I'm going to tell this story again. He had 7 drops in 2022. His head coach, Steve Sarkisian, said that he was playing through a broken hand. So he was dropping balls because his hand was broke. But he wasn't worried about padding stats. He wasn't worried about taking the criticism over the drops. He was trying to help his team win, Steve. He tracks the deep ball. He's fast. He's athletic. I think we just need to let it play out, see what he can do here in Andy Reid's scheme.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Xavier Worthy, his deep speed requires a lot of extra defensive attention, so that's definitely going to help. It'll create space and loosen up coverage for his teammates like Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice. Like I said, it's going to open up some more explosion to that Chiefs offense. I mean, separation's inevitable with him on routes. He's just far too quick. NFL.com, Lance Zierlein actually comped him to Tank Dell, who turned out to be pretty damn good last year for the Houston Texans. And that was a guy that we liked, Mike, was Tank Dell. But, I mean, Xavier Worthy, man, we weren't so sure about trading up to get him. And dropping our 3rd round pick to go up a few picks to get Xavier Worthy. Of course, Buffalo is who we traded with. They very well could have sit there and took him. We thought they might sit around 32. They could have still got Xavier Legette, Ladd McConkey, some guys like that. But Andy Reid saw his guy. Brett Veach saw his guy, and they did what they had to do to go get him. So I commend them for that. If that's who their guy was and they moved up the board to get him, then congratulations. But welcome aboard, Xavier Worthy, baby. Let's get ready to go 3-peat.
Right. Everybody wanted to know what happened, what they give up. It says the reigning Super Bowl champions received the 28th overall pick from Buffalo, a 4th rounder, number 133, and a 7th rounder, 248. In exchange, they are sending the Bills the 32nd pick, in which they drafted. Who did they draft? Totally forgot who they drafted, along with a 3rd round pick, 95, and 7th round selection, 221. Oh, that's right. The Bills didn't even draft. They traded back out.
They traded it.
So Xavier Legette could come in and be taken by the Panthers. Steve, Xavier Legette was your guy. It was a Xavier and a Xavier. I tricked you a little bit live, and I said the Chiefs select Xavier Worthy. And
you got me real horned up, and then
I
you
did.
took me down.
Dude,
But
look,
you know,
here's
it's
the
okay.
thing. Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
okay. It's okay. I liked Xavier Worthy. I'm sorry, Xavier Leggett, because he's such an athletic freak. But Xavier Worthy is not far off of being an athletic freak. If it wasn't for his small frame, he would be in the same category because his speed is elite. And the kid, let's be real, he probably had more production in college than Xavier Leggett because he only had that 1 year there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Xavier Worthy, he's not a bad pick. I'm not mad at it by any means. I did question the trade up to get him, but like I said, if that's the guy that the Chiefs wanted, then I commend him for going to get him. And I'm excited to have him on the team and bring some explosiveness back to the Chiefs offense because that's what they're known for, man. And when we got a guy like Patrick Mahomes that can sling the ball, by all means, put the speed on the field.
It's the trade. I think a lot of people aren't too keen on giving up a pick there. I think it's the third round. The Chiefs lost the third round pick, I think is what it said. Pick number 95. They did get back a fourth rounder, number 133. So they basically just moved down, what was it, like 33, 38 spots there. So,
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad overall, but at the same time, this feels a lot like Mecole Hardman Part 2. Over
That's
DK
Metcalf.
And didn't Brett Veach just come out and say that was his biggest regret?
That's what I said on our live stream, man. I said it's weird because Brett Veach came out and said his biggest regret in drafting was taking Mecole Hardman over DK Metcalf. He said in hindsight, they just didn't have DK Metcalf on the board because of some character concerns or medical concerns, something like that. That's why he wasn't on the board. But in hindsight, he should have been. And then he goes out and does something that mirrors it. Like it's almost like a replication. Like we're going to take Xavier Worthy, the small, shifty speed guy, over a guy like Xavier Leggett, who had all the traits of DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase. They did it again, man. It's their prototype. That's just what they're going to do. It's inevitable. It's just all there is to it. We got to get used to it.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs have a type. I don't think Buffalo cared to trade with us because I don't think Xavier Worthy was on their board. I don't think they cared. I don't think they had one that they loved, and that's why they got out of round one. Now, they may have been waiting for Brian Thomas, but didn't want to trade up because they don't have a lot of draft capital. And once Brian Thomas left, they were like, look, we could probably trade out of this and get A.D. Mitchell in the second round. And this is exactly what they did. I called Ricky Purcell getting into the first round, Steve. Oh, Ricky Purcell, my boy, he went to the 49ers. Yeah. I'm kind of proud of that. Proud of it.
But yeah, guys, by all means, you should be a little bit excited about this just because of what Xavier Worthy offers. His ceiling's high, a lot of speed. I mean, the fastest guy to ever run in the combine. We're talking a guy with Tyreek Hill type speed. If Xavier Worthy were to be able to break a tackle or two, Mike, teams are going to be in trouble because he can break a play off big time. So like I said, it brings that explosiveness back to the Chiefs offense that everybody knew and loved them for a couple years back, man. So be excited about it. I think it could turn out to be a really great pick, especially if Brett Veach kills the rest of this draft. That's really what it hinges on. Like, you can hate the pick or you can love the pick, but you have to accept it. As long as Brett Veach goes out and kills the rest of the draft, I think we're fine here, man. And I think that we have a lot to be excited about.
Right. I'm just going to say this, 99th percentile in speed, 95th percentile in jumping ability, vertical, 93rd percentile in 10-yard split, an incredible athlete. He can track the deep ball. He can do punt and kick returns. He can play inside, outside. He's just a good athlete, guys. Like, he might just be a gadget guy. We're going to see. We're going to see what kind of route tree he can finally, figure out here. He ran a pretty good route tree in college, so we'll see if it can translate over. I did comp him to a lighter John Ross, Steve, but let's see if he can break that stigma. I'm kind of, I'm on the fence about it. And again, it's because of the trade, but I'm going to go ahead on a limb and say that not John Ross. Look at me. Dude, not John Ross. Xavier Worthy. I'm sorry, Xavier. I'm sorry. No disrespect. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be okay, man.
Don't you ever call him John Ross again.
Hey, Freudian slip. Sorry. But thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. Click like, click subscribe, click the bell. And by the way, if you're watching this, tune in tonight. We're going to be live, round 2 of the NFL draft.
The whole damn thing, baby. Be there.
Be there. Let's go. Go Chiefs.